If you're like me, always wanted to make your way through the same tunnels used by Wade Phillips, then you'll be so glad you stuck around for more Explore Tulsa.
That's right, Stevie. Most Tulsans know of the secret underground tunnels that are downtown, but few can tell the story like Tours of Tulsa's Kelly Gibson.
We are now standing in the beautiful Phillips Building, having 28 storefronts on the first and second floors of this beautiful building. Now, I've got to tell you about a family that was early days Tulsa, last name Phillips, Wade Phillips and Wyatt Phillips. In Tulsa, we hear quite a bit about Wade Phillips, not so much about Wyatt Phillips. And the reason is Mr. Wyatt Phillips actually died at the age of 19 of a ruptured appendix. So, all throughout this beautiful city of Tulsa, we see many, many buildings with WP initials. And one theory is that Wade Phillips was mighty, mighty confident. But the second theory is possibly out of respect and honor for his brother Wyatt. He put the WP initials on and in every single building that he built. Well, Mr. Wade Phillips married beautiful Genevieve and moved to Tulsa. It was the year 1937 that the Phillips family moved upstairs. By 1937, this became the very first air-conditioned building in all of Tulsa, Oklahoma. We are now standing on probably one of the most beautiful corners in downtown Tulsa, 5th and Boston. Now, this is when we've got to take our hats and shift them around. When Tulsa, Oklahoma held the title of oil capital of the entire world. As we look west and we see that beautiful Mayo Hotel, built in 1925 by the Mayo brothers. But that building, when it was going up, it was considered to be a host hotel. There were 4 huge theaters in downtown Tulsa. And so because this is where all the people were, this is where all the stars were coming for their openings and their premieres. If you look down to the north end of Boston and notice that great big tall tower that has BOK up at the top, that tower is actually our Williams Tower. The tower was built in 1975 by a man with the last name Yamasaki. Yamasaki is the same man that designed the World Trade Center in New York City, and our Williams Tower was fashioned after the World Trade Center in New York City. We are now standing in the beautiful Gothic Phil Tower building, and this is the building that Mr. Wade Phillips had built for his office building. This building was actually completed in 1928. You'll want to take a look at the beautiful Gothic ceiling that was fashioned in Italy, and it was shipped over in sections and then placed up on that ceiling. So with all of the people in Tulsa, with all of the money in Tulsa, there was also quite a bit of fear also in Tulsa. Wade Phillips was getting more and more concerned about walking across 5th Street every day from his air-conditioned penthouse suite to his office building. He had some buddies in Nevada that were miners, and he called them and he said, "Guys, would you please get here and dig me a tunnel under 5th Street to where I'll be safe going back and forth?" And so they came and dug him a tunnel. Here's my story, and I'm sticking with it. Every single day, Mr. Wade Phillips and beautiful Genevieve would wake up across the street over there in their air-conditioned penthouse suite. He'd kiss her on the cheek every morning, and he'd say, "Genevieve, I'll see you tonight, honey." He'd go down to the basement over there of the Phillips Building, and then he'd come underneath 5th Street through this private tunnel. And then he'd get to this side through that steel door, and he'd go, "Whew, I've made it another day." You all are welcome to go down into this tunnel if you would like. It is private. It's always locked on the other end. This is a private tunnel. We're now standing in the magnificent Midcontinent Tower. This tower started in 1917 when it was the Josh Cosden Tower. But at the time, Josh Cosden's tower was only 16 stories tall. It was in 1978 that there was an oil company in Josh Cosden Tower, and it was called Reading and Bates Oil Company. Mr. Reading and Mr. Bates wanted to buy Josh Cosden's 16-story tower. This black rectangle down in the corner is all there was of Josh Cosden's tower, the 16 floors. It was in 1978 when Reading and Bates purchased this tower, and they wanted to add the 20 floors. In order for them to do this, they needed to build another building beside it that we're standing in now, the newer portion. Then there were 2 floors of steel beams that were cantilevered across, and this became the new foundation for the 20 floors added. And when it was completed, they put a brand new facade around the entire exterior of the building, making it look like it was all built at the same time.